All right, here we are at step 1 of module 3. And like I said, module 3 focuses on the give phase. That's giving of you, of your time, of samples, classes, presentations, whatever that looks like. So this whole module can either make or break your doTERRA business, sadly. And if you have learned some habits, or maybe you cut some corners in the past and you're wondering, how come nobody shows up at my class? How come no one enrolls at my class? How come I can't get anybody to be interested in hearing about essential oils? It's probably because the things that you're about to learn right now, you either learned them incorrectly, or maybe you learned them correctly, but you're not doing them and you didn't put them into place. So it's really important that you take good notes and that you do everything that we are talking about in this module in order. All right, so here we are at step 1. What's the first thing that you do when you sit down and we're thinking now about how we're going to give doTERRA to others and give us and tell them about what the awesome thing that we have found? How are we going to tell them what we know? The first thing I want you to do before you talk to a soul, that's going to be hard, right? You know about these oils, but before you talk to one soul, is I want you to grab that calendar. And I've got my calendar here. Remember, I showed it to you earlier. I got a bunch of purple hearts. I'll tell you what that is in a little bit. But grab that calendar of yours. And if you have a launch guide handy, please grab that. If you don't have a launch guide handy, then it's okay. A calendar and a plain piece of paper can do, okay? So before we invite one soul to your classes, the first thing you are going to do is you're going to turn to page 6 of the launch guide and look at this calendar. This would be a 30-day month. And so what I want you to do is schedule 3 to 4 classes, put them down on your calendar. You already did your big rocks first. You know when you're going to devote time to doTERRA. So I want you to write in ink. Don't grab a pencil. Write in ink what your ideally, 3 for sure, ideally 4 classes in the next 30 days are going to look like. You know your schedule. You know what you need to do. So I'm not asking you to call them today. I'm actually asking you not to call them today. Today's exercise is only about getting these classes on your calendar and committing to them. And then we're going to start our list, okay? So it is imperative that you schedule these classes right out of the gate. And if you've been doing doTERRA for a while, it's extremely important that you continue to have classes on the books, or your business is going to falter, okay? You have to have classes on the books at all times. Inevitably, you need ongoing classes to point the new people to that you're meeting during the week, okay? So first, schedule those classes. That's number 1. Right now, write down the 3 to 4 classes this month or the next 30 days that you are going to do. And ideally, it's during this training period so we can see how it turns out. Then I want you to do a brain dump and start your list of 100 people. And don't spaz out and say, I don't know 100 people. I know you do, and I'm going to show you how. 100 people, you're going to start your list. I will link below. Empowered Success gives us this memory jogger, and I'll put it there, but you could also look it up in doTERRA.com. It is a memory jogger, and it's going to help you expand this list or start your list of 100. And the questions are, if you could do your business with anyone, who would it be? Who do you know who needs doTERRA? And who do you know that is open to natural health care? And when you turn it over, there's a list of people who sold you your bike, who's your dermatologist, maybe a past job, who do you travel with? Do you contact people? Do you encounter people at the supermarket? And then obviously family and stuff like that. But this is your memory jogger to get your list of 100 people going. Just don't do anything with the names yet other than just sit down, make yourself a quiet space without distraction, and write down as many names as you can. Just write them down. Do not prejudge. Don't say, oh, this person has no money. Oh, this person has no job. Oh, this person doesn't believe in. Write them down. Think of all the people who would be blessed by essential oils, who just posted on Facebook about their sick kid, who told you that they're tired all the time and have trouble getting out of bed, who told you that they hate their job and they need to do something else with their life, who needs essential oils in their home. I mean, imagine, I lived most of my life without essential oils, but now, and I didn't know about them for a long time, but now I can't live without them. Who are those people that you want to talk to about essential oils that you can think of? And then who on your list are you going to want to talk to? That is the first start. Keep this list. It could be digital. It could be on paper. It could be right here, wherever you want to put it. But you have to have this list right here and right now before you can do anything else. All right. And if you're going to tell me that, oh, I don't know 100 people, get a list of 20 going, get a list of 30 going, get as many names on that piece of paper as you possibly can. And I'm going to show you why. Okay. On the launch guide, and you can always look it up online, there's a spot here that says refine your prospects. If you put 100 people on your list, and let's say that you realistically invite 45 people to these 3 presentations that you're going to be doing, or your upline's going to be doing in the next month. So 45 actually you invite. Well, guess what? 30 of them will actually show up for you to present to. 15 of those, so half, will enroll. And out of those 15, 3 will become builders that you can support as builders. They will do the business. So from a list of 100, you're going to get 3 builders. That's all you need. So it is a numbers game. I don't want you to get discouraged. Right now, this stage is all about writing the list. I will tell you what to do with all these people next. And if you've been doing dōTERRA for a while and you have an old list somewhere, you can either resurrect that list, because I'm sure there's people on there that you have never contacted. And if that overwhelms you, start a new one. Start a new one. When I was reaching for Diamond, I got a blank piece of paper. I didn't call any of my old contacts. I just started fresh with a piece of paper and started a new list of 100. Sometimes you have to do that in order to change things up and change the scenery. And here's the thing. If you're thinking already, I don't know this many people, every person that you know has a network of 1,000 people. So before you say that you don't know people, just imagine that if you have a coworker, it's not just your coworker. It doesn't stop there. That's not a dead end if they're not into it. Your coworker has 1,000 people in their network that are just like these people from the memory jogger that we wrote down that you have access to if we just get sharing with them. Okay? So if you get 25 people on your list today, awesome. If you have 100, amazing. We have a lot to start with, but I'm asking you to try. And post your number in the accountability group. How far did you get with this? That's what we have that accountability group for. Not to judge each other, but when we complete this exercise today, let's encourage each other. So go post your number in there. Definitely share the number of names that you wrote down with your sponsor. You definitely want to do that. And let's see what the next step is going to entail. But right now, that's all you have to do is 2 things. Get your classes, Success is Scheduled. Get those classes on this calendar. What does your calendar look like? And then write the list of 100. And then tomorrow I'll tell you, or in the next video, I'll tell you what to do next and what to say to them and how to get them to your classes. Okay? Perfect.